Hey, welcome back. The day that I'm recording this, it's the last day of November. Can't believe it. It is almost December. By the time you see this, it will be. But it's time to do my favorites and fails for the month of November, to tell you the things that I tried that I really fell in love with and ended up being faves, and some of the things I tried that didn't work out at all. Before we get into the faves and fails for November, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, give the video a thumbs up, and share it with whoever you think might be interested in beauty, makeup, lifestyle, skincare for those of us over 60. And now, on to the faves and fails. My absolute fave of all time, not just November, but forever, is the Miracle Blur from Trinny London. I love this primer. I love what it does for my skin. I love the way it literally does blur the look of pores, of fine lines, even deeper lines, any texture that I may have on my face. And it does it in a beautiful, silky, light way that leaves my skin feeling like velvet, and any makeup that I have ever put over it comes out like a dream. This primer is, I love it. I love it. I can't say enough about how wonderful this primer is, and I am so glad that I discovered it in November. So yeah, it's definitely one of my faves, and all-time faves. Hall of Fame, way up there at the top. Another favorite for the month of November was the Super Shock Shadow from e.l.f. in the shade Ice Dream. I mentioned in another video that I used this shadow to do an eye look that I really loved, and I promise I will recreate it here on YouTube. You can probably find the video. I know you can find the video. There's no probably about it, but you can find that video here. If you'd like to follow me there, if you have an account, that would be great. I am also here as well, if you would like to follow me there as well. But the Super Shock Shadow, I've always liked the formula, but this shade, Ice Dream, shot right up to the top of the list. One of my favorites for the month of November. Let's do a fail before we get into more faves, and unfortunately this was a big fail for me. This is from NYX, and it is their Total Control Pro Drop Foundation. This didn't work on me. It is oily. I don't know another word to use for it. It's just oily. It is so thin. It is so hard to deal with. I didn't find that it blended well. I didn't find that it covered well. I only used it because I saw a makeup artist say that, oh, makeup artists, they all keep this in their makeup kit. Well, apparently they know how to use it a whole lot better than I did, because I couldn't get it to work. Plus, it is so stinking messy. I'd take the top off, but I'm afraid I'll make another big mess. But it is so thin and so oily, and it just squirts out everywhere, gets down the bottle. The first time I used it, I ended up with foundation all over the cap, all over my hands, on my clothes even. So yeah, this was a big fail for me in November. Back to the favorites, and you know, it's something that I had tried before and didn't like, but I gave it another shot. Here it is. I gave it another shot and I ended up loving it. And it is the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. And this is in the shade Blonde. I also have it in the shade Taupe, and that works really well with my skin tone and my white hair, but the shade Blonde works better. The first time I used it, I wasn't really thrilled with the size of the tip of the product, because it's thicker than what I usually like to use. What I usually like to use, or used to usually like to use, was the ultrafine brow pencil from CoverGirl, and it has a teeny tiny little pencil that you can hardly even see. But once I got the hang of using this and using it to do my brows, I fell in love with it. It's not waxy like so many of the other eye pencils that I have used. The coverage is wonderful. It stays all day, didn't fade away, didn't leave little blops of color where it wasn't supposed to. So this ended up being a big favorite for the month of November. Another fail for November is from Milani, and it is the Anti-Gravity Mascara. This didn't work for me in any way, shape, or form. It clumped on my lashes really bad. I didn't notice any anti-gravity anything. It pulled the curl out of my lashes. I always curl my lashes before I put my mascara on, and this pulled the curl out. I didn't notice any volume. I didn't notice any lengthening. I did notice that it transferred under my eyes. It smeared under there, and I ended up with raccoon eyes about halfway through the day. So unfortunately, I know this was big, and I know so many people really loved it. It did not work for me. If your mascara is prone to smearing on you, I'm afraid that this might do the same thing. Anyway, it was a fail for me. I like so many other Milani products, just not this one. Another favorite this month, which ended up in my favorites video, and I will link that below so you can go and watch it, is from Physicians Formula, and it is the Butter Believe It Face Powder. I have mine in the shade Translucent. Like all of the butter products from Physicians Formula, this has got that silky, satiny, creamy, buttery texture, and when you blend it out, it just feels beautiful on the face. Most of the time when I set my face, when I find I have to, I use a damp beauty blender to do it, to take away that chalky, dry, powdery look, and to help powder from, you know, settling in my lines and wrinkles and making them more pronounced. This doesn't do it. I can put this on with a big fluffy brush, and I do, and I don't look powdery. I don't look cakey. This does not emphasize any age-related things that I've got going on. So yeah, this is definitely a favorite. I am thrilled that I found it, because now I can set my makeup when I need to without looking like the Sahara Desert. So thank you, Physicians Formula, for this one. My final fail is from Maybelline, and it is the Shadow Block. This was a really great idea in theory. However, it just didn't work out at all. I don't know if they just didn't put any thought behind it or what, but you get 3 shades. You have a dark matte, you have a medium shade kind of shimmer, and you had a very light shade. Now, yeah, you can put together a really good eye look with 3 shades, just not these. This formula of these eyeshadows, look, it is so patchy. It is so dry. It barely gives you any payoff whatsoever. And it costs so much. I think I paid over $10 for this, or right around $10, and it was just so disappointing, where I can go and I can get an e.l.f. bite-size palette for like $4, or the Wet n Wild 5-pan palettes. I get mine for $2.99 at my local Walgreens. So this was overpriced, it underperformed, it is definitely not worth it at all, and it was a big fail for me in November. I found a lipstick in November that has quickly become one of my utter faves, and it is from e.l.f. This is the Srsly Satin lipstick. I think I might have paid $3, maybe $4 for this beautiful lipstick. And mine is in the shade Cream. I love the shade. I think it is just perfect. It is a gorgeous, light, pinky nude color that doesn't make you look dead. It is so smooth. It doesn't dry out the lips at all. I'm wearing it today. I do have a little bit of gloss on it, the Buxom White Russian gloss, but that's because this is a matte formula, and I'm just not a big fan of matte on my lips. But this shade, it's worth wearing anyway, even if it is matte. Shoot, I always put on a gloss, which I did. This is a beautiful formula. This is a beautiful shade, and I am going to buy more of the e.l.f. Srsly Satin lipsticks in different shades, because I was so impressed with this. I ended up with 2. I ordered this one and quite forgot that I had already ordered one and had it. So now I have this one here on my makeup table, and I have one to put in my purse as well. So I'm going to carry this everywhere. It's my favorite lipstick right now. And we'll wrap up with another favorite from the month of November, and it's from Physicians Formula, and it is the Essence of Healthy. This has quickly gained a spot in both my AM and PM skincare routines. It's got a little spray top. You can use it as a toner or a setting spray. I spritz out about 5 spritzes into my hands, rub it together, and put it all over my face, and I do that morning and night. And I also put 2 spritzes on the backs of my hands, because I want my hands to feel and look as good as what this has done for my face. I have noticed my texture looks better, my skin looks more radiant, and it's definitely softer since I started using this product. Can't ask for more out of a skincare product, so this is definitely a big favorite for the month of November. And there are my faves and fails for November. Now I can't wait to try a bunch of new stuff for you in December. If there's anything in particular that you would like for me to try, leave it in the comments below, and I'll see if I can't get my hands on it for you. Before you leave, please subscribe to my channel and give the video a thumbs up. Follow me on my other social media accounts. I will link those in the description box below, and I'll put a link to all of my faves. I'm not going to link my fails because they're fails, and I don't want you to have to deal with the disappointment that I felt using them. But all that is linked below. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will talk to you next time.